Major international news will play out right here in a New York City courtroom. Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro and his wife are scheduled to appear before a judge in Manhattan federal court today. He was flown by helicopter this morning from Brooklyn to Manhattan, armored vehicles, DEA agents, the whole thing. It looked like something out of an action movie. They are expected to plead not guilty to charges of drug trafficking, conspiracy, and other crimes. The two were brought to New York after that military operation in Venezuela on Saturday. It's a highly unusual case with such a high-profile figure in the courtroom, so let's break it down. For more on this, I'm joined by criminal defense attorney and former Manhattan prosecutor Jeremy Saland. Good morning.
Good morning.
So what is going to happen today at noon? Some are calling it an arraignment, some are calling it an appearance.
You can use both terms right now. It's going to be fairly mundane and boring. Maybe the most exciting thing, maybe his counsel says, I don't recognize your jurisdiction, or he says, I don't recognize your authority, and the court enters a plea of not guilty on his behalf. But all of the back stuff, the pictures, the fingerprints, all that's already happened. This should be fairly quick and not too exciting or eventful. And then we'll see it gets adjourned, obviously, down the road for status. And where it goes, we'll find out.
I want to back up just a little bit. I think a question a lot of people had, I had even over the weekend, why is the captured president of Venezuela in New York City, of all places?
Right. So remember, there was an indictment previously filed. This is a superseding indictment. So there was a case that was commenced already. And the Department of State had money out on his proverbial head. It was not literally that, but leading to his arrest. So that's why he's here now. The bigger question, certainly in terms of why, is this a distraction? Is this about oil and for lack of a better term, sticking it to China? Is this about drug trafficking and keeping America safe? I would just point out to people who are listening, that drug trafficking charge seems to be very legitimate in terms of the allegations if you read that indictment. However, you had the Silk Road founder who Donald Trump pardoned where there was trafficking in narcotics. You had the former president of Honduras who was pardoned for a almost very similar 400-something thousand tons of cocaine conspiracy allegations, pardoned after getting convicted, getting 45 years in prison. There's a lot of questions here, but we are where we are.
And then you've got the aspect of the judge. Last night, Trump was praising the judge. He called him highly respected. This is a 92-year-old man from the Clinton era. What do you, I see your face. You have something to say.
Yeah, this is a lot about Donald Trump, I believe, sort of greasing these wheels. I would not be shocked if this case never goes to trial. I would not be shocked if there's some sort of resolution where Donald Trump says and tries to work with the department about how we can get more natural resources and try to maybe say eventually whatever that sentence is, that sentence potentially can be served in Venezuela. There's so many moving pieces, and this is Donald Trump greasing the wheels. There's politics here, unfortunately. Two things can be true. Maduro could have done some very bad, ugly things. The people of Venezuela could be in a far better place, but there could be a different agenda moving.
I was joking with Pat last night because he's doing his civic duty this morning.
I've got him right now. Okay, Pat, over there. Gotcha.
He's doing a different kind of jury duty in Brooklyn, but we were talking about this case a little bit and what people might be able to expect if it were to go as far as a jury. That still is so far down the line, like maybe even a year from now.
Right, there's a 70-day speedy trial clock, and there's an argument to be made where the prosecution may not be ready for this, because keep in mind, the prosecution, unlike, let's say, a state prosecutor or a federal prosecutor working with the FBI, say, let's get that guy, we'll see him here tomorrow. They had no idea he was coming, so they're not even ready to go. But I don't know if that'll happen in that 70 days. I doubt it will. It'll be punched out. A year may be a very reasonable time period.
Could he be immune from persecution?
Well, from prosecution, yeah, that's all right. It's a fair term. There is that head of state defense sort of immunity, and you see in the indictment, there's reference to the illegitimacy or lack of legitimacy of his government and him, meaning Maduro. That's obviously an attempt to sort of pierce that veil. So that may be a defense. I think it'll fail. Remember, there was Noriega. This is kind of that blueprint from Panama.
Yeah.
Back in '89, I was in high school then. That may be the blueprint that they follow here, and I don't know if that would be successful. Probably not.
If we were looking into your little magic 8-ball, where do you think this goes?
I think that we'll be having this conversation months down the road, and I think ultimately there's going to be a conviction of some kind, whether that means by way of a plea or a trial. There's enough charges there that something likely will stand. They've done their homework. It's a superseding indictment, but like Donald Trump was when he was charged, we're innocent until proven guilty. There's due process. Even a foreign president has that right.
And then before I let you go, what do you make of all the drama, the action movie looking drama of all that? I don't even have a better word for it. I mean, the theatricality was the word I was looking for.
If you remember then Mayor Adams walking behind Luigi Mangione,
Yes.
It was like, you wanted to hear the music coming in the background, the score.
But doesn't that play into people's perception of things?
100%. It's totally inappropriate, unnecessary. But it's, for lack of a better term, sex sells. It's something to see on TV. But it's neither here nor there in terms of substance, in terms of the case itself.
I mean, it definitely adds to the fascination behind it. Jeremy, thank you for being
My
here
pleasure.
this morning.